On this episode, we discuss with my guest one of the most rare and unproven medical conditions in the world. His name is Laturel, and he suffers from musical Tourette's, meaning that music is constantly playing in his head and going through him. But he feels like that gives him a soundtrack to honor God and serve others. I feel that it's part of what I call mixtape therapy, the idea that music creates emotions, memories, encouragement, and comfort. And there's no one better to engage in a little mixtape therapy with than my man LT. We also talk about no matter how good God is, he just can't fix traffic. Let's jump in. Hey everybody, welcome to a Moderately Good podcast. This is a special episode. I'm going to just call it a remix because my guest tonight has already been on my podcast before, but unfortunately it was like the very beginning and there was no film. And so, I need you to just see the vibe that you're feeling through your little ear holes. So before we get started, my regular shout outs, Joe Andrade Media, camera work, lighting, cool pictures. Follow him on Instagram. Jason is at Wish Pocket. He's the one that does all my volume. That's why my voice sounds so good. My guy Jaron, he has No Names Originals, and that's custom art, clothing. He bleaches stuff, really cool stuff. I wear his stuff on the podcast, and you want to support local artists in North Carolina. But not here, but there. Support local artists there because there's the internet. And last but not least, Go Bubble app. That's my guy Mo, and you can find him on Instagram at Go Bubble app. And that is the detailing service that comes to your home. So it's like Uber Eats, but with like car washes, right? Oh, and you get if you use the promo code Go Moderately, you get a discount. Still don't know. Not going to find out. It's a surprise. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. That's so cool. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, you can follow on there too. That would be awesome. So I said this episode is a remix. Is a remix of my guy LT. LT, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
DJ L Tizzle.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Which is going to look so cool. Like when we put it up on the little thing, it's going to be like remix DJ L Tizzle.
All right.
I think I'm really excited about that. Right. And we have another guest in the studio. Say hi, Linda.
Hi.
And this is Laturel's wife.
Yes.
And how long y'all been married?
2 years, man.
2 years.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years in June.
Okay. Really, I have a real quick question. Okay, so y'all met originally 92, 93.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all re-met when?
In 2020. 2020.
Yeah.
Y'all re-met in 2020?
Mm-hmm.
During the pandemic?
March.
Oh, man. We got so much to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, okay. But before, give out all your stuff, like all your socials, where to find you. Hey, what your podcast is, because he also has a podcast. Your YouTube channel, like make sure you shout out all that stuff. Take your time.
Okay. You can find me on Facebook at Laturel Turner. I'm on Instagram at DJ L Tizzle. Same thing on Twitter. You can find my podcast on YouTube. If you look up, wait until you hear this shit. Just like that. And that's pretty much it.
And also you can find, I'm linked up on his page. So like if you go to my page, his page is under my associated accounts or something. I don't know.
All right, nice.
Like or like you can find him on my YouTube page.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Like if I named a mood, like a mood you could be in, right? Could you tell me the first kind of either like song, album, type of music you would listen to? So like I'll give you an example.
Mm.
Like if I say sad, what's the first thing you think of?
Mac Miller.
Really?
Late stuff. His later projects. He was a little more kind of like, on a little sadder tone. His other stuff was more party. more party. But towards when you got with Ariana Grande's music kind of changed a little bit.
You think that's
This
because
last
you think she was Yoko Ono or what?
I think so. I think so.
Man,
I think so. His music got a little sad. What else? The new stuff that the kids listen to, that stuff is sad.
it is. Isn't
All
it?
of it sad. All that singing.
It's like, why are y'all so sad?
Like, one of them dudes, I forgot who it was. They had him on a hip hop show, and they asked him to freestyle.
Oh man!
And he started doing that singing stuff, and it was like, that's not it, bro. That's not. That's what they call it rapping now. So I don't know. I don't know.
Did you? Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, and then we'll get back to our moods. Did you ever think that you would feel that way about music? Like, did you ever think you'd get to that point? Like, because I felt like I've really liked music and all kinds of music for a really long time. But it's starting to get where I'm kind of like, I think I'm just going to listen to 90s alternative. You know what I mean? Like,
well, for me, it's more spirit for me. Because the music it creates a certain frequency with the words and everything that it says. So I'm really, really conscious of who I listen to.
So the words mean a lot to you.
Yes, the lyrics, because what they're talking about, because you feed that in your soul. You feed that in. You know, when you're talking about, you know, robbing, killing, stealing, you know, cheating, whatever, and you're listening to that over and over and over again, you'll be desensitized to it because you hear it all the time.
I've never thought of this before, but it's kind of like, it's like hymnals in a church.
100%.
The way it's hitting you. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, because you know you got to think the frequency.
I got to switch some churches. I got to get out of some churches.
You got to think that the frequency, I mean, is there for a reason to kind of suck you in, and once it sucks you in, then the lyrics, it feeds everything else. That's why, you know, a lot of your positive rappers, you know, like Rex Life Roger, Money Man, who talks about financial awareness, he don't get no play. You know, he ain't talking about nothing crazy. You know, Kevin Gates, he done cleaned up. You know, I like Kevin Gates, so he done cleaned up his stuff too. He's talking, you know, because his daughter done heard some of his stuff, and he kind of got like embarrassed by his work. You know,
Hey,
so
life should change you.
yeah.
Like, you shouldn't get stuck into, like, you know, if you kind of do something wrong or bad, you know, you should apologize for it. You should try to like progress yourself.
Compassion and wisdom.
All right. How about Excited?
Wiz Khalifa.
That's your guy, though,
That's
right?
my dude.
I feel like that's a hometown bias, but
That's my dude.
Angry.
Angry. Oh man, what's that dude? I'll go with DMX.
DMX.
He got some angry stuff. I'll go with him. I can't think of the newer people. All them E's and T's and initials and little this and it's hard to keep up with them.
DMX is a pretty good answer.
He has controlled rage.
Well, it's just like, you know, you seen that thing on that like spring break, whatever. No, they did over Woodstock, and he was one of those artists, and that was when it went all the hell in a handbasket, right? And the crowd was just like, the whole crowd was just all jump at the same time, and he just had him like in the palm of his hand, and I was like, that is cool.
Yeah, he.
But that was his what he provoked. You know.
Yeah, you know him. With Onyx. You know, they were a little angry. You know, that style of music.
Did you ever listen to, is there a group called the Fooshnickens?
Yes, it was. Then Shaq was part of them briefly. They were a West Coast.
Did they feel kind of a little angry?
That style was. But it was like fun though.
But it was like DMX. It was like controlled anger.
Right.
That's such an interesting. I've never thought of that before.
Right. Not very many people know them either. You're a hip hop head though.
Well, I don't want to go up against you. I'll tell you that much. We're not gonna do that for sure. But I do. Like, I think it was. It was one of the guys that we all kind of hung around and junior high or something like that, that first turned me on to D Nice. Like KRS-One. And like I'd never heard anything like that. I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking cool. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that was a good time in music.
Thankful.
I'll go with Rex Life Roger. I like his vibe. He has a very humble, gratitude kind of a vibe. Russ.
Oh, I like Russ.
Russ. I like his first song, Manifest. That's what turned me on to him, was that song. And yeah.
Okay. Happy. You can't say you already used Wiz Khalifa because you can't use him again. You gotta pick somebody else. Even though I know he makes you happy.
I know, right? Happy. I would go with man, that's a hard one, man. That's a hard one. Happy, man.
Will Smith. I'm just kidding.
I don't really have one for Happy, man. I don't. I can't right at the top of my head.
Well, I mean,
if I would say, but Pharrell's not a rapper, but early Pharrell.
I think it's fair to say that
that's what came to mind was Pharrell.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be fair to say Wiz Khalifa. I mean, I think
he's all in one.
Yeah, but I mean, I think okay. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with his music? It's complicated.
No, it's simple. It's simple. I like the fact that he's self-made. I like the fact that he's not afraid to be himself, whether he's smoking weed, walking around smoking, or just his vibe is about self, helping others, but keeping your business tight and not staying local. He talks a lot about how he had to leave Pittsburgh, and go to Nebraska and, go to these different places that, wanted to hear his music. And I kind of gravitate to that because as a DJ, I don't have a group that, I can go to. I'm kind of like out here, you kind of make your friends and you kind of like stay on top of your business and also be authentic at the same time. Like, actually a couple of days ago, the coolest compliment that I received was Saturday. And the lady told me that I was exactly like and more like my Instagram page. She said, "You're exactly as advertised." She said, "But you're just so much more." She said, "Most people come off as this on their Instagram or their website, and then there's something else." She said, "But from start to finish, you are exactly as advertised." And that was cool because I ain't trying. I'm just living. I'm just out here living, man. I just want to be the best human I can be, man, and just serving. That's it.
One, I think what attracts you to Wiz is his authenticity. I think I don't know him, but the appearance is that he's being very much authentically himself. That would be the appearance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I respect people like that. Like Money Man, same thing. He bought himself on his contract. He's independent, not trying to ride coattails and jump on features. I like artists that stand alone. They're not with a clique, not clicked up or grouped up, or they had help. They built themselves up on their own on what they stand on. So just like with friends, I respect friends that have standards. You
should.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. That's what he always says. So I look for the same thing in music, because as a DJ, the music that I play, I'm playing for you, but I'm also giving you an insight to how I'm thinking, what I think is fun, what I think is 12 o'clock music. and I have to sell that to you, you know. And in order to do that, I have to really vibe with it, you know. And if I don't vibe with it, it's hard to mix or play something that you're not really feeling, or you don't feel like it's appropriate. You know, like I'm 47, right? So being 47, you're in the club, you got to play twerk music, right? So at a certain point in your DJ career and in your relationship, you don't want to be in that environment because you got to take your mind there in order to pull out the next song.
Listening to the wrong kind of music.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, man, she's shaking that ass. Okay, I gotta play another song. You know, it's like now you're stuck. And then you gotta get out of that. And it's just the energy. You know what I mean? Just the whole energy of it. So the music that I play, the music that I listen to, I want to affect the crowd in a positive way. That's why I don't have no fights at none of my parties. Ever. Don't happen. Now I can make a fight. Yeah. I got about 3 songs I can put together back to back that can tear some shit up.
Look, I only DJ'd for like a short period of time in college and stuff. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, the short period of time I experienced it is everything you're saying is true for me. So I'm sure it's the same for like a lot of DJs. You know what I mean? They kind of understand that, you know?
Yeah.
2, because I had started with 1, but I love that I actually remembered. When that lady said your Instagram page was just like you, but more, and you said, I'm just out here living. And then there was a part where you said like, I'm showing you what's cool. Like I'm showing you what I like, what I'm into. Right.
Yeah.
Your Instagram page is like that as well, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why it's authentically you. Mm-hmm. Cause hey, who's the only person you're doing it for?
Yes. Yeah. It's me.
It's you, right?
Yeah. As everyone should, because you have something, you've been through something that somebody else is going through. You know, and that's where you're helping me get that out. You know, get that story out. And through my podcast, that's what I've been, trying to figure out, what to do, how long to do it, but I'm just like, just get it out there.
Well, look, I've said this a bunch of times. I'm still fine. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and that's why I related very much to like what you said. Mm-hmm. But when we were kind of planning on doing this thing, I sent you the playlist that I listen to before I do the podcast. So like, we've talked about many times, like music and feelings and stuff like that. So when I'm setting like up the studio, I have this playlist that I listen to, right? Okay. Do you want me to give it to you so you can look at it and kind of look at it? Okay. I probably should have planned that ahead of time.
Well, I was going to look at my phone anyway. I got it.
Well, you got to check some messages or what?
No, I'm going to your playlist.
Oh, you can pull it up on yours?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do it on yours. Scott, like right? What? Use the home field advantage there. You know what I mean?
What is it?
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
It is pre-pod playlist.
There we go.
And just like any song that you want to make a comment on, I'm just if you're just like why, like if you want to ask me why, I'm cool with that. I want your I don't know, just your feelings. That sounds so weird. I just want like I just really appreciate like your music taste. Okay. Yeah. Did you find it?
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to work out too sometimes. No, it's okay. So the playlist.
I have a lot of those marked already.
Oh, see, look, okay. Hey, and we could talk. Hey, we could talk. This would be cool. We could talk about like why yours is marked and why mine's marked. Really quickly though, that's kind of my like when I don't know what I want to listen to. That's my go-to playlist, if that makes sense.
I have to send you mine. I have a vibe playlist that's pretty.
All right, so really quickly, I want you to just kind of go through just anything you want to say about any song, but you got to say like the artist in the song. You don't have to go into like really extensive, especially if people know it. And if you want to like what the fuck them, you can be like, why is this on there? I'll tell you.
No,
there has to be
that back then on there. Back then by Mike Jones.
This is gonna sound so okay. So when I first started the podcast, right? I think I even asked you this question. If you were in a movie and like there was like a song playing in the background as like you walked in like in slow motion, right? What would be the background music that would play, right? Do you remember what you wrote on yours?
I don't.
I can go back and look
I
at it
smoked a lot
later.
of weed since then.
Yeah. It just changed it every day's a movie. And so anyways, so Mike Jones back then is the soundtrack to my life song. Like that would be playing behind me.
That's dope.
Do you know what yours is?
That's dope.
Think about it. We'll come back to it. Okay. She's like,
hey, that's cool. You like Drake? I got some Drake songs. Got some Drake songs.
What is that? When you say that's cool that you like Drake, what does that mean?
No, I mean because a lot of people have certain opinions.
I do have I have opinions about Drake.
You know about Drake, but it's cool that you. And that's a good song too. Portland, I like that song.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Yeah, I like that beat.
No, hey, so I have this whole other playlist called I think it's called Little Flute Playlist or something like that, and it's a bunch of songs that have like flutes or like toodles in them like that, like in some form or fashion. I don't know. I like that. I like that whole kind of like flute thing.
I see.
Do you know what I love about that Portland song?
What
is the way it starts.
Yes.
That song starts like
that's my vibe one.
Okay. That song starts like we're here to fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
It's a good. That's why it's on my pre-pod playlist.
Yeah.
Okay. What I thought you didn't even say anything about mine.
Yeah, I did.
We can. Yeah, but you like named like 3 songs. Like there's nothing on there that you're like really.
We got about the same stuff. I mean.
Oh, for real?
Limp Bizkit, I mess with him.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about this song. The Show Goes On. Why is that on your playlist?
The Show Goes On. That's with Louis Flasco.
Yes.
I was where was I traveling at? I was traveling to Kuwait when that album hit. I had a long layover in Germany, and I think I almost finished that album. The layover was so long, and I just kept listening to that song, man. It's just, I mean, the show got to go on, man.
It's on my pre-pod playlist.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I got out of it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. It got to go on, man.
All right. Let me keep looking.
Yeah.
Man, you guys. There's definitely some stuff I don't know. Not that matters.
Nah.
Oh. Okay. This the song. How come Stunting on You?
Stunting on You. Oh. I like the beat.
Yeah. Are there some on here that you just like the beat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My vibe playlist is for my frequency. It's what I go to when I don't want to just listen to hip hop.
So would you say that this playlist best represents who you are?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
ZZ Top, LaGrange. Why is it on there?
That's a cool beat.
It is, isn't it?
ZZ Top, man. People be sleeping on ZZ Tops.
Hey, big time.
People be sleeping on them, man.
They don't understand, do they? Yeah. I think that's because they were fairly big, but they were just mainly in Texas for such a long time,
right? Before
they kind of went big, and it was almost like it was too late.
Yeah,
you know
it was too late.
They missed their kind of window in a way.
Yeah, if internet would have been around for them, they would have been on and popping.
But yeah, that song just starts off like so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Gorilla Black, You're the One.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
why?
Yes. Because he's not talking about killing nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a big dude.
Does he sound like Biggie?
That's always been the thing.
Yeah.
He's always sounded like Biggie. But
it's unfortunate.
And that's what hurt him.
Yeah.
Honestly. But man, yeah, that right there, just talking about, meeting a girl, it's like, how you used to do it, the classy way, and not know it was up shorty, or you just jumping in the chick DM with a dick picture. You know what I mean? He's sitting up there talking about how to get a chick, old fashioned way, wine her, dine her, swore, with respect.
Okay. How many people do you think like heard that song and it was like, oh my God, Biggie's got a new track out, and then they found out it wasn't him, and they were like,
everybody that heard it. Everybody that heard it.
Doesn't that suck?
Everybody that heard it.
Hey, I'm sorry, Gorilla Black, that happened to you.
Everybody, everybody, man.
Oh, I love Nas's Like. That's a good song.
Yeah, Nas's, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Man, this is more fun than you looking at mine, because then I get to. I get to ask all the questions.
Right?
Yeah. Why would I set it up where you're asking me questions? Is this your podcast? No, it's mine. Okay. Baby Be Mine.
Oh man, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes. That I played. I sing that to her. I do a lot of singing in the house. I sing most of all those songs.
Wait, what? Did you just walk to the house singing "Baby Be Mine"?
Man,
everywhere.
I have this thing called self-diagnosed musical Tourette's.
It's a real thing.
And
it is a real thing?
For him, it is.
For me, it's a real thing.
Okay, I was just making sure, because like I'm kind of like that a little bit too.
For me, it's a real it's musical Tourette's. I literally have verses and choruses and shit going on in my head constantly. Like,
is it hard for you to get them out?
Yeah, because sometimes I just do. Sometimes I just let it.
He's triggered by the music in the stores and stuff as well.
Yeah, so I just let it. I just, I'll be in the bathroom. I'll be doing something. It's like that today. Like right now, I'm sitting up here in my head. I'm sitting up here thinking about LL. I keep hearing, I'm bad.
Hey, I have, okay. On my pre-podcast playlist, I have Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yes. Yeah. That's classic.
Okay. I think I actually asked you this before. Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, is that the hardest song with no cuss words?
Yes. By far.
By far.
By far. Yes. Yeah, that is.
I mean,
yes. Yeah.
And also a little bit like that LL is different than LL now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's kind of it was interesting because he probably was more.
LL was hungry.
He was probably more the guy he is now. You know what I mean? I don't think he was out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Off the Wall.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have. I Want You Back. That's so good. What a Wonderful World.
I play that. I used to play that every morning, right? When we go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the way to the gym.
I like to set the vibe, man. Just the first song. The first song is very important for me. When I smoke, I don't just play anything. I really sit and I think about what is the first song I want to play that's going to set my vibe for how I want to feel. You know what I mean? For the day. And that's what music do. For me. Like right now, I'm hooked on Tim's Free Mind.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that beat. I love the lyrics. But Wonderful World, he's just asking for, a better world, man, than what we live in now. That was way back then. And plus the beat, the beat is nice, it's soothing, it's, because we're in the gym 5 o'clock in the morning. So I mean, I'm gonna listen to, that when I get in the gym, but I want to wake myself up. And I want to feed myself something positive at the same time. People don't understand. Music affects you more than what you think.
Tell me what you think of this. Sometimes when I go to the gym and I'm doing like my warm up routine, like all my stretching and stuff like that, a lot of times I listen to classical music, right? And I just think. I just think while I'm kind of doing all that stuff. But sometimes like there's just nothing there, right? So I'm kind of like, oh, well, I'll listen to like an audiobook or something like that. Like something I think I can listen to at that time.
I can't do that.
But what happens is like I'll kind of flip between like audiobook classical music and then like something I'm going to listen to at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of try to fit my mood. Sometimes I don't, it doesn't always fit is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, I kind of pay attention to that and go like, oh no, I'm not really paying attention to this book. I'm thinking about other stuff. So I should probably listen to classical music because I want to think right now. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. Anyways. And so I don't know. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what, to your point, that's why music is important, you know? All right. I digress. Oh. Bouncing back.
Where's she at?
You keep bumping me against the wall.
Oh man, that song.
I love that song.
I was in Heidelberg, Germany. It was 99. Is it 99, 2000? No, it was 2000. It was 2000 when Tarantula came out. And I remember riding around Germany, you know, and I first heard that. And I was like, oh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Controlled anger?
Mystical, definitely. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it can be a yes or no, but his superpower, like his strength is that no one sounded like that, right?
Facts.
And I think that speaks to like why you should find something that you're the individual in instead of trying to be what everybody is doing, right?
You should strive to be one-on-one.
Yeah. Like you are one-on-one.
You are. Yeah, you really are.
So act like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, have you ever started off your morning, like the mood, you're like, okay, this is the mood I'm setting for the morning, with the Giddy Up by Blanco Brown?
I've played it. Yeah.
It's a good morning song.
I'm actually hooked.
And she's like, turn that shit off.
I'm hooked on it's a song, where is it? I think it's on here. Yeah, if you go down to the bottom. I'm actually hooked on this on that one right there.
Which one?
Hood with Colt Ford and Kevin Gates.
Oh man. Oh, I'm passing up all these other ones.
I know, right?
No, you tell me about that song, so I don't. I got there's some stuff I got to ask you about on here. There you go.
Oh, what about?
No, you.
The song?
Yeah.
Oh, I just like the fact that, you know, Kevin Gates jumped on a country track with Colt Ford, and they collaborated, and each one didn't try to be something that they wasn't, and it worked, you know. And I like his message, you know, about being a white guy, you know, hanging out, you know, with black guys, but looking at everybody as just cool. Everybody is just everybody, you know. He didn't see it as black and white. He just saw it as just having a good time. You know, he said, you know, I'm a little redneck. I'm a little Hennessy. You know, I'm a little Hennessy mixed with some Tennessee. You know, he kind of like blended both, saying, you know, you can be yourself and hang out with other people and not have to change.
I've never thought of this before, but when you think, okay, when you think about like the East Coast and the West Coast, the type of rap, the type of living, but then when you get to like the South,
Mm-hmm.
right, there's this very unique thing of like two really different cultures like blending together,
Mm-hmm.
right? So is it any surprise that there would be people like that? But I guess my question is, like, are we kind of like unique in that way? Because like it feels like the farther you get away from kind of the South, it just starts to be kind of one way. Like, you know what I mean? It's very more divided in that way, right?
It is. Yeah, it is. I don't know why Texas is different. It just is.
It's kind of cool though.
It's unique. It's unique. I done been in some places, and I can tell you, there's no place like Texas.
Well, I would say just like in the South, like you literally, you go to a country bar and you're going to hear a ton of rap music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when you get like out of, well, at least when you kind of get out of Texas, that kind of starts to go away a little bit. I mean, like just even dancing together goes away a little bit, where it becomes more line dancing and stuff like that. It's a whole different thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Never thought about that before. All right. LL Cool J Phenomenon.
Oh yeah, that his rap pattern, his rap style in
like
there.
A phenomenon.
You know, and his cadence flow, and the beat
very different from Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah, the beat is nice. It's like I said, everything on there, it gets you in a good mood.
Wow. Okay, so.
Look, you found gold over there.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did. I so did. Okay.
You gonna be listening to this tomorrow.
When did you discover this song? There's a reason why I'm asking you. Okay, Not a Stain on Me by Big Tuck. How long ago? Long time ago? Like when it came out?
That was during the Dallas Boogie era, which was 08, 09 time frame.
But you discovered it then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I discovered this song in the last like 3 years.
Wow.
And as soon as I heard it, I was like, where has this been in my life? Like it's very much Houston.
It's a unique song.
Right.
It's a unique song.
And
but he's from Dallas though.
But it has that, it's just that Houston, I guess it was that was a sound, right?
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah, that right there. Yeah, that's.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, we're gonna do a 2-pack.
Okay.
That was not a hip hop ref. I didn't even. We're gonna do a two. You would say 2-pack. It's not a Tupac. Prince, When Doves Cry, and Raspberry Beret. Why are they on there?
Raspberry Beret reminded me of a time when the magazine Word Up used to be out, and you used to have the lyrics in there, and in there it was a picture that he had in there, and it had the lyrics at the bottom, and I just remember, just listening to that song and reading those lyrics, and I just thought that was just so cool. Raspberry Beret, that shit was so
great.
cool.
I mean, I'm not arguing it. It's just like
and When Doves Cry, man, just I thought about the movie, man. I think about the movie when I hear that song.
I won't bore anybody with the story, but like my mom would let me watch it. My cousins were watching it. We're at my cousin's house. And my mom would let me watch it. And so she like drug me out of the room. And I was like, oh man.
But you watched it though, right?
I've not seen it. Okay, we can talk about this later. This is like the second movie I just got. All right, so
I'm about to reevaluate. I'm pretty sure, man.
I've kind of stopped like watching stuff. Like I don't, and then I'm not catching up with anything I haven't watched. Okay, so I think these are interesting just because it would be fair to say that the majority of this playlist is hip hop rap, right?
Majority. Yeah.
Okay, so when I come across something like the Goo Goo Dolls, Iris, so why is that on there? I didn't see that one
Have you
before.
heard the breakdown on that beat?
Yeah.
That's what it's. I listen to every element of a song before I decide to like it.
But I would say is this fair? Excuse me. Are there some songs on this playlist that just the beat is why it's on there, not the words, or the words always have to play into part of it?
It varies. It varies. But for the most part, it's the words. It's the words. If I want to laugh, I got some songs on there that I could play that kind of put me in like a little chuckle. I think it's a Lil Duval song on there.
What about You Could Be Loved by Bob Marley?
By Bob Marley?
Yeah.
I listen to him all the time. I listen to him all the time.
Hey, it's kind of hard to be sad listening to Bob Marley, isn't it?
You can't be sad listening to Bob Marley.
I mean,
man, you cannot be sad.
It's almost like he's being sad for you. He's like, hey, don't be sad.
Yeah, don't be sad. He's gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just the lyrics on there. That's why it's called The Vibe. Is literally all just one big vibe.
Well, maybe. Oh, well then, maybe I'm gonna change the name of my playlist to The Vibe. Except I don't like pre-pod playlists anyway. It sounds like weird.
Yeah.
All right, this is the last one I want to do. U2 With or Without You.
Oh man. Yeah. With or without you, with or without you. Oh man. And then when he breaks it down, yeah, I'll put that on repeat. I'm a little weird.
No, I don't think that's weird at all. I would say, does that feel very gospel? Does it feel very empowering? Yeah.
Yeah. It has a nice little chant.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little chant to it. Yeah, that's a great song though, honestly.
Okay. Well, can I do one more?
Go ahead.
Oh man. Oh.
I got some good shit on there, huh?
Okay. Oh man,
I should publish my playlist. I probably should.
Okay, now you have to. That's part of it. I just can't wait till you break all these songs down. That's what I'm excited about.
You're helping me too. Thank you.
Oh yeah. I mean, what else am I doing?
Yeah.
Help my friends. Okay. Public announcement. Body bumping.
Oh, yippee-yi-yay, you gonna bump that body, baby.
How you feel about that song?
I like it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I saw them in concert.
When?
I saw
a long time ago or recently?
No, not recently. I saw them in concert in Fort Lewis. They were playing at the Gorge.
Did they put on a good show?
They did. They really did. I saw them. Next was there. Brian McKnight, LL was the headliner. Missy Elliott.
That's a good show.
Missy Elliott, when she had the bubble suit.
Mm-hmm. Boom,
she was there. It was their summer jam. They do it all the time in Washington.
Yeah.
The radio station Cube 93. Why do I still know that? Cube 93 is a radio station. They put on this summer jam concert every year, and they have this huge lineup of artists. And it's like this big wide field and the stage is crazy.
Is this the right around the time when y'all were reconnecting?
No, I didn't know her.
Not at that time?
Nope.
Okay.
We had no contact for 23 years.
I'm just trying to keep my timeline straight.
We had no contact from 93 to I reached out to her in 09, but she never came. And I didn't keep texting. I didn't keep writing and all that, I think I might have wrote her again in 2017. I think it was, 17. I invited her to a Thai restaurant. She said, yeah, but it never happened. And I never wrote back. I just left it where it was.
Oh, it wasn't time.
So no, but did you you're like, hey, did you confirm you're gonna meet up, or you just never responded?
I just never met up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, schedule. Yeah, it's just never
timing.
And we didn't. Neither one of us kept it going to get it time. So it's kind of like, well,
because y'all weren't ready.
Right.
This is easy, right?
Mm-hmm. It is now.
Well, but you just have to be paying attention. I think
you have to be aware.
Yeah. Right.
You have to quiet your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, you imagine something you never got back. Well, it's just bad. It's just like it's passing right as we speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you want to spend that time? You want to spend it being upset? It's very valuable. You're losing at a rapid rate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't you want to treat it with a little bit more, and just appreciate it just a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what and that's where I was before I met her. I was like, you know what? I'm just not fit to put up with this and this and this and this because I don't have to. I just honestly, Scott, I'll be real with you, bro. I just let God do what he do, man. Honestly, I'm just a vessel. I just whatever, however it comes, how it come. I ain't got nothing planned. This right here, the stuff that's in here, man. This stuff is 2017, 18 is when I started challenging the universe and God with as believe receive. And that's when I wrote in here, asking it will be given to you, seeking you will find, knock and it shall be open. You know, and I says, you can have what you want only when you know what you want. And you can't be a millionaire, but you must first help a million people reach their goals. And that's just where I'm at. So me helping you is helping me.
Doesn't that seem obvious?
Mm-hmm. Should.
Is it weird that it doesn't seem obvious to other people?
Yeah. It's so easy.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
And this is just me.
Mhm.
Do you ever doubt it? Do you not doubt it, but doubt am I doing the right it? Like if it, you know what I mean? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Not doubting what you're doing, but what you're supposed to be doing.
There was a time where I was in a because there was a lot of bad shit happening, and I was doing what thought I was doing, you know. But then I learned that it's not bad shit happening.
You grew.
It's happening for you. It's not happening to you.
Right.
You know, and all those situations, it opened up a pathway to put me where I am now. You know, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, I wouldn't. Nah. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't kept going. But I did have doubt. But when I met Linda, man, the story's crazy. But when God introduced us back together, that right there gave me an unshakable faith.
So you knew her before?
Man, just I'll try to be short with it.
We just get the
Okay,
it's easy yes or no. Did you know her before?
I know her before 92.
Just tell the court, did you know her before?
92, 93, I knew her before.
Okay.
Briefly.
So that's like when we're in Edna, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where are you from?
I was in Victoria.
Victoria.
You graduated 94, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She graduated 94.
You graduated 93.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's caught up.
Yeah.
Okay. Which high school did you go to though?
Victoria High.
Victoria High. And is there a short version of why y'all didn't stay connected the first time?
We was friends, just like, you know, I respected and all that good stuff. I went to the military. I thought we was in the same grades, whatever. So I went to the military and lost contact for 23 years.
Yeah.
Because there's no internet.
Yeah, no internet. He's gone to the military.
Your life moved on.
My life moved on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Germany.
Very, very brief.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Germany 90, 96, 98, and she was in Germany. And I went to where she was at in Baumholder. I went up there. Didn't know she was there. I didn't know she was there. I was just up there for something else. But never met. So I come back from Iraq. I email her, hey, I'm a DJ now. Come check me out.
How did you get her email?
I looked her up on Facebook. Facebook had just kind of got popping.
Okay.
And I looked her up on Facebook, found her on Facebook, so I wrote her a message. Hey, I'm a DJ now. You know, come check me out. I just got back from Iraq, August of 2009. The whole time I'm in Edna DJing, she never saw me. Never seen her. Never.
Yeah, that was the last time we seen.
Yeah. Yeah. 93. Yeah.
Isn't that kind of crazy that you can be in such a close proximity and not run into somebody?
I was in Edna going to the gym in Planet Fitness in the 7-Eleven and we just missing each other this whole time. This whole time.
Because I would get up for work.
But now I know what I know. During that time, man, I wasn't living right.
You weren't ready.
I was not living right. Man, I would have fucked that up. I would have fucked it up. Really, I would have fucked it up. So fast forward. I'm in San Antonio. It's a Monday. Mopping, cleaning up. I decided to take a break. I go on social media. Let me do my little 3 scrolls. 1, 2, 3, and I seen her post. I was like, that's odd, because she don't post, right? So I was like, that's odd. So I wrote her, hey, you all right? She said, nah, can I talk? She called me. And
Wait, whoa. How long had it been since y'all talked before this?
23 years.
Okay, and you hopped in her DMs.
And I said, are you all right, friend?
Yeah, I always consider him my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you hadn't talked?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing sexual, nothing, just straight platonic.
So y'all hadn't even texted, no contact?
No.
Nothing.
0.
Did you? Okay. Was there any part of you that was interested romantically?
Never knew what she looked like.
Oh, because you didn't post any?
Nope. Just her kids.
Okay, go on.
So I didn't know what she looked like. I didn't know what she looked like at all. I didn't know what her voice sounded like no more or nothing. Right? So I just wrote her and said, hey, are you all right, friend? She said, no. So she called me. So we talking.
Okay, well, really quick. What made you want, to reach, he reached out and you trusted him after 23 years? You don't know, you really don't know shit at this point,
yeah,
right?
I don't know him or anything like that anymore, but I always consider him a friend. Always consider him.
Was that because of the person that he was when you met him that first time?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
So we're on the phone, right? We're on the phone, and I said, send me a picture, right? So the first picture said she sent me, it was her holding a book, right? And it was The Magic of Thinking Big. I thought that was the coolest thing. Reason because I'm a reader, and I'm in that lane. So I was like, all right, God, you tripping.
Really quickly.
Go ahead.
But you have to take the time to notice those things in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd be really easy to just kind of just blow past it, just not pay attention, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Just, okay.
Right. So I see that she got a book, so I'm like, okay, she's a reader. That's good. That lets me know where she's at. Because I journaled a bunch of stuff in here that what I was looking for and what I wasn't going to tolerate, and so on and so forth.
Was having the same initials part of it?
Having the same initials have been part that I've wanted since I could walk and talk. Because my mom and dad.
Oh, they had the same initials?
My mom is Laura Darnell. My dad is Larry Dunnell. My sister's Laturel Turner. My brother's Landon Durrell. I'm Laturel Turner. My son is Lamar Dion. My daughter is Lauren Denise. My youngest son is Logan Donovan. My nephew is Lance Davion. And then Tori messed it up by her youngest son being Zayden. Yeah, she fucked it up. We're on the phone.
What if she had different initials?
We wouldn't be here.
Man,
because
I feel like it's a lot of pressure.
No, because the night before, the sequence of events is so important. The night before, I had just got off the phone with my sister, and I had told her, I was like, because I was breaking up this girl, and I was going to get my own place and everything. I was transitioning from Killeen to San Antonio. And I told Tori, we're not cut out for relationships. I said, we just have friends and just travel, right? And
why do you think that was at that time?
Well, I've been married twice. Right, I've been married twice. I've been to Alabama, chasing old ghosts, and that was an experience I needed. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say anything. I needed that experience because I needed that door to be closed because that's someone else that I was thought of and that I had unfinished business with. And I felt like, man, I wish I would have closed that, properly but that was a whole other story. So, no, it would not have worked because I wasn't looking to be married. I had already said that I was married for 23 years. I was going to give myself 10 years just to travel. I was just going to travel, man. I got my passport. I had already went to Guatemala and climbed the volcanoes and did the Mayan ruins. So, what was next? What was next was I wanted to go to Mount Kilimanjaro.
Do you
I was training for that.
Do you think that was you becoming you?
It is me being me, yeah.
Like, I mean, like you, because earlier you were like, I wasn't living right.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you got alone,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you became you to attract exactly what you needed.
I had to go inward, and I had to develop a relationship, with God to show that I'm ready for the blessing. So just the thing, man. So we're on the phone. We're on the phone talking, right? Now, all this time, I knew her from 90, 92, 93. Never asked her middle name. Funny thing is, on her social media, it says Linda D. Right? Says it on there. Never saw it. Never saw that. Never saw that. So we on the phone. After I get the picture and stuff, I said, okay. I said, Linda, before we get, any further, what's your middle name? And she was like, why you ask my middle name? I was like,
Pause. Did you, at that moment, did you go, he is crazy? Or were you just like, what were your thoughts at that
I
moment?
was just thinking that he just wants to know my middle name. Like, okay.
It was very random.
Yeah. It was random.
All right, proceed.
Yeah. So asked her middle name, and she said her name was Demetria. I dropped the phone. I started crying like, whoa.
Now what are you thinking?
I had already started putting stuff together as well and stuff. So
was it was it a relief?
Yes, in a way.
So so she's like, what's the big deal? I was like, I said, I've been looking for, Miss LDT. She said, well, I'm the real LDT. And I was like, send me your license. And she sent me her license, and I was like, it was like 2 days after that, I drove down to Victoria, and I asked her to marry me.
And you were cool with this?
Yes.
What before I say the initial, but the initials thing, right? Was there any indication that like he was going to ask you to marry you like within like 3 or 4 days after this event?
No, but there was a force. And to me, I was going to go with it because I felt it, and I know that he felt it as well. So there was a force, and I completely trusted it. And so it was like, yes, this is it.
Are you? I'm assuming you're a Christian. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you feel like that was God?
Mm-hmm. It most definitely was.
Yeah. 100%. So, man, after that, man, things just got crazy. It's just
you just asked somebody to marry you. Yeah,
that and out of all the tricks, God pulled that out his hat. And I'm like, dude, like, hey, that couldn't be nothing but,
Good, because you are ready, my son.
Yes. Yeah. I had totally changed from who I was.
Look, I'm not going to bore anybody with the story that I've told probably a bunch of times, but in a nutshell, it's for me and Aaron, I feel like it's the same story, just different people and places and things, but it's the same. I feel it's the same way. It feels like that I wasn't ready at some point, and then I had to be ready, and I don't know how to describe it, but I do think that in everyone's life, possibly there's some major event that happens, and you just kind of have to make this choice of like, am I going to change? Like, am I going to make a change, or am I just going to keep doing this path that I'm taking? And at that point, you might not get another one. It might be your last one. It could be your first one, whatever. But like, the quicker you hopefully you don't have more than one. But I feel like I had an event like that, and I'm assuming that was there something like that before this?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me about it if you don't want to.
I don't care.
Okay.
I was in Alabama, man. I was in Alabama, Birmingham, and packed up all my stuff. I left Edna because I needed to get out of there. I just got divorced. I just needed to get out of there because it just couldn't grow.
Okay, so you picked Alabama.
Alabama picked me.
Okay, why?
That was an ex. That was an ex from the military.
Okay,
All right.
ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
From the military. We were in Germany. We were in Germany together as young soldiers.
At the same time she was in Germany?
Yeah, I didn't know she was there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you did anything. I'm
I'm just saying.
She's like, look, I told you. I didn't know you were there. I was with her.
No,
I'm just kidding. Everybody's had that conversation.
It's funny because I came on assignment to Fort Lewis, right? I had my friend cancel it. He had to control the council, so he can't get in trouble now. He's retired, but he had the power to cancel the assignment, right? So I was trying to get another assignment. Well, I came back on assignment to Fort Lewis again. And I was like, geez, Louise, why? I don't want to go to Washington. I'm a Texas guy, So 2 weeks later, I'm back on assignment to Fort Lewis. So I said, man, I guess I'm going to meet Miss Turner up there. I guess, God want me to go to Fort Lewis for a reason. That's exactly what I told him. If you call him today, he'll tell you that's exactly what I said. So fast forward, get to Edna, get my car. Me and my dad drive to Fort Lewis. I'm in Fort Lewis. 3 months later, I met the kid's mom. I met the kid's mom, and I ended up breaking up with her. I'm not gonna tell her name because she don't deserve that credit. Yeah. And I ended up breaking up with her because she was pregnant with Lamar. So it was like, well, I mean, gotta do the right thing. So fast forward, I always felt bad about that. Right. I always wondered, like, man, did she do what she said she was going to do? Did she, I wonder how everything, turned out. Right. So as I was going through my divorce and the laws of attraction, I just, read that. I watched The Secret a couple of times and all this weird stuff started happening.
The Secret, like the book?
Yes.
The whole thing? Okay.
Yeah. So all this weird stuff started happening. There's all these synchronicity started happening. And I got a DM. I got a DM from this chick. And I was like, whoa. I looked at it. I'm like, okay, so let's see where this goes. We wrote maybe a month, hi, whatever. And then it went black. I went black for 4 or 5 months. Because I was trying to figure me out. Wasn't, worried about all that. So connected back, I want to say it was April. She invited me to come to Birmingham. Now, when I was kind of in that adventurous mode, ready to just start traveling and doing shit anyway. So
had you traveled very much at that point?
I just came back from Guatemala.
Okay, is that the only trip you had taken?
That's the only trip I had taken prior coming from Iraq.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Because I was missing it. That's what I was missing. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So I'll go there, I'll check it out. I'm like, you know what? F it. Let's see where this goes. I was just gonna go with the flow. It was a pull, not a push. So I get there, everything's cool. Third month, stuff started getting weird. Right? My dog started getting sick. All of a sudden, it was problems. It was problems, right? So I was like, all right. I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and drive back to Texas, and I'm gonna come back and get my stuff, right? And all my stuff, right? She was like, nah. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take what you can take, and when you leave, that's just gonna be that. And I was like, whoa. So you just gonna take my stuff? So I literally packed what I could, bro. True story. I lit my my military stuff, my
Xbox.
No, I kept that. Stuff stuff you carry around. Your stuff, right? The stuff that identify you as you, right? I just took what I could, man, and I drove back. Me and my son and my dog. And at that time, I said, nothing is lost. You know, everything will come back. You know, he was hurt, and I was hurt on the inside because I was like, damn, she got her revenge. In my mind, that was her revenge for what happened way back at Fort Lewis. You know, and that changed me. You know, that right there, I was like, wow. So I kind of referred to that as I lost everything in the fire.
Yeah.
You know, so someone say something, man, yeah, I lost that in the fire. But I mean, you had a fire, yeah, I had a fire. You know.
Well, I think I think a very basic thing. You experienced a great loss.
Definitely.
And when you experience a loss of that magnitude, it's kind of it's really no short of sink or swim. Because
Yeah.
you can fold it or like you just pick. Ed, would you agree?
I agree.
Have you had one of those events before?
Mhm.
See, I'm on to something. Do you want to say just a short what your event was, or do you want to talk about it?
No, let you do yours.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
She's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that right there, you know, and that's when I just really developed the philosophy that you're not that. You know, stuff is stuff, and what someone can't take are your memories. You know, someone can. So I just focus on making more memories and not collecting more stuff.
Well, isn't that fancy for someone that has a really good memory?
I know, right? So I'm just living in the flow right now, bro. Like for real, I feel like it ain't nothing that. I feel like there's nothing that I can't experience if I want to experience it.
I just kind of thought of something, and you tell me if this is correct. Okay. I feel like there's people that could watch this and go, man, that guy's full. Like he's just like making shit up. You know what I mean? But I would argue you're having a better time, right? Because it just like all the little things in life mean a little bit more, and they're treated more special,
Right?
And I would say you don't look for anything; things are just presented to you in a way of like, oh, that's really cool, like that. Like you don't like it just comes. It's not something you're looking for, right?
No, I'm not out here. What happens when you start, when your awareness starts to heighten, you start to, sync with certain stuff. Like you start seeing 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12. You start paying attention to that stuff. You'll be like, wait, why am I saying that all the time? You know, stuff like that. It just makes sense. God makes sense. It's no other way to say that. You know, it's common sense. You know, most of this stuff is just common sense. If you're like, for instance, when I was cheating and praying, you know, in the previous life, I was getting some blessings, but I was getting a lot of lessons.
Because you were cheating and praying.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? You know, so when you clean that up, and you start
Oh man,
to see it's really easy. But when you're so far behind that 8 ball of bad karma,
yeah, it's hard
because
to
of
see.
stuff you've done, just being unaware that you've done, you know, you don't see that. You don't see that hope, but it's there. It's there, but you got to work through that bad karma first, you know. And the easiest way to do that is to serve. I was at the food bank when I was in Etna. I was there every time they had disbursement. We was unloading the trucks and handing out the food on Saturday. You know, I was picking up trash. You know, I painted a basketball court, and I ain't asked nobody, and I ain't posted out on Facebook. You know, when you start to do those things, God gives you a breadcrumb, and that breadcrumb would be, it might be as simple as a job you've been wanting, and you finally did something that's pleasing, and now you didn't unlock the job, and now if you're smart and you're aware of the timing of everything, you'll do that same thing again, and you get another breadcrumb.
Would it be fair to say that sometimes you go, it would be easy to say, like, God, why did you take that from me? But then if you pay attention, at some point in the future, you go, oh, that's why you took that from me, because you were going to give me this, or that's why you did this, because you did this. But if you kind of get stuck in that moment, of why did you do this to me, and you don't ever kind of push it forward, then you don't ever get to get it.
That's right. That's facts. That's facts.
I feel like that's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, my uncle George taught me when I ask for things, you're either gonna get what you want,
And get what
you're
you need.
not gonna get what you want, or you're gonna get something better. And that's just how I look at it. To get past that, man, I didn't get it. All right, well, maybe I'm gonna get something better. You know, and you just keep moving forward. It's not hard, man. It's not hard. It really isn't. I was that same guy that's looking at this, saying that's all bullshit. That's
Yeah.
all hallmark. That shit don't work.
Hey, I feel that 100%.
You know, but man, just go pay it forward and see what happens.
You ain't doing anything else.
You know, and the coolest thing that I've learned is the proper way to tithe. You know, in church, you tithe your money and stuff. You know, they tell you, you're going to hell, you don't tithe. But that's not true. What you should do is to yourself and God, make a declaration, whatever church you go to or religious organization, that you're going to pledge X number of dollars for the year. And you pay that every week or every month, however you do it, right? Now, that money that you give, it comes back tenfold. Now, I'm gonna show you something. All right. So this past Sunday, I tithed $50. Right, tithed $50. I do these the little squares, little squares, won $550. The week prior to that, I tithed $40. That whole week, I got deposits. Money was just coming just everywhere. Literally, it was just coming from everywhere. And I looked at her and I said, "Yep, makes sense." Because in the Jewish culture, that's what they preach. 20%. You know, 20% belongs to the community. You know, to help, you know, the homeless and in poverty or someone that's sick and shut in, right? And then that comes back, you know, in the original text, that comes back to you 100-fold, right? It comes back 100-fold when you give that freely. So I started doing that, and at 7-Eleven, when you got to donate the change, I've been donating that change every time it come up. And that, man, that right there has been the change in my life financially. Simple.
It's like, does your checking account, do they like every time you make a transaction, they put $1 in your savings account?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's what mine does.
I need that.
What? No,
who you with?
Wells Fargo. I think everybody does something like that.
Can get it done.
Yeah, I think. But it's
USA don't do that shit.
They do it.
It's essentially the same thing. It's just with life. It's just the same thing with life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, man. Life is good. You know, life is really good. You know, this thing, life that we're living, man, is really a story. You know, and I learned to appreciate the story of my uncle passed. You know, he would stay up as late as possible because he was just on that edge of transitioning to where he didn't know if he was going to physically get woken up that next morning.
So he kind of wouldn't sleep then?
He just stayed up and just enjoyed being up.
Oh, so he purposely stayed up?
Yeah. He just enjoyed being up. And when he went to bed, if he woke up, whatever time he woke up, he would get up and he'd go sit on the porch and watch the sunset. So I'm like, you know, I learned from him to not wait to that. You know, don't wait to that point to start enjoying all of this. Not to bore the people, but just read a book called The Kabbalion, right? Which is the original text that all text is kind of built off of. Long story short, it talks about reincarnation, how you come back and all this stuff. Well, you being a human mean that you did something right? In your previous life, you didn't mess up. But what you do now is going to dictate where you go next. So people talk about Jeff Bezos and all these millionaires and billionaires and all this stuff, and some are doing good with their money and some are not. Well, in the next life, who knows what's going to
I
happen?
sure hope there's Amazon in the next life.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
I don't want to
So-
leave. If there's not Amazon in the next life, I ain't leaving this one. You're going to drag me off this planet.
It might be something better.
Yeah.
It might be something better. It might be something. It might be something
And look,
better.
if Jeff Bezos, like, I don't know what he has to do to not go to heaven, but like, I mean, come on.
he done a lot, but no, you just
Only Amazon in hell.
you want to be all you can be while you can be. You know, because you could have came here as earthworm, you know, but you're human with arms and legs and feet. So why be lazy and be, you know, begging or whatnot when you came from God, you came from Christ. So I mean, you have the power to change your life. All you gotta do is listen to that inner voice, which I believe is a cheat code. I'm convinced that inner voice is a cheat code. Because if you listen to it like fully, you won't ever make a mistake. It's impossible. You listen to your gut 100%, you'll never make a mistake. And that's not life. Of course, you got to make mistakes. But the life-changing mistakes you wouldn't make if you listen to your gut.
They slow down a little bit. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have as many of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're making more smaller turns, maybe, per se, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Have you seen, experienced, been a part of poverty, like in the United States?
Yeah.
Okay. When you went overseas, you went to Iraq, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you saw poverty over there, were there a lot of similarities?
No.
What was it like? What was the difference?
There over there is structural. You know what I mean? They don't have not everywhere in Iraq. You know,
Yeah.
so you know some cities are built up, so it's not do them like that. But in most of the rural areas, the farmers and stuff, they still lived in the adobe style houses, like made out of mud and shit. You know, it was still like living the old way. So it was more technology, you know, or structural based, you know, roads, you know, proper building houses, you know, stuff like that. Here in the States, and it's more mental.
You think?
I want to say it's more mental, man.
In what way? What do you mean?
Inability to get along. And I group it in that text because in order to hold a job, you got to be able to get along with the people on the job. And if you
no matter what they look like.
No matter what they look like. And if you have a chemical imbalance and you're not willing to take medication, you're not willing to take advice, you're not willing to take any type of assistance to fix that, what's going to happen? You're gonna be unemployed first, and if you're in a house acting like that, you're gonna be on the street. If you're not the one in charge of paying the bills, and if you are paying the bills, you're gonna lose your job. Not gonna pay the bills no way. So where are you gonna be? So it has to be more mental than physical. Ain't nobody that lazy. They can get up and make a sign, walk up and down the street all night, all day. So it's not laziness. It's the inability to get along with others. You can't do that if you're chemically imbalanced. It's not possible. It's not going to happen.
I think that that particular scenario could happen for many reasons, right?
Mhm.
Like that being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But just your personality in general, how you're looking at the world. If you're not, you know, seeing things in the right way, feel like everything's always against you. You know what I mean? Like you could be sabotaging yourself. That's what I'm saying.
As you think, so you are. If you think failure, you're gonna start to attract things that's going to confirm what you're thinking. You know, if you're thinking you're going to be late from the time you keep thinking you're going to be late and you start rushing, you're going to get a ticket. You're going to get stopped at a red light. You're going to run a red light, or you're going to do some stupid shit. And that's going to all confirm what? The first thought. I'm going to be late. So all these events is going to start popping up to confirm exactly what you're thinking. This world, this whole thing, Scott, is mental. This whole world is mental.
Okay, so
everything.
Okay, all right. So, you are not a person that's late.
I try not to be.
Okay, great.
I hate it.
Great. So, we were gonna start this shindig at 6:30.
Right.
And you were gonna be late.
Mm-hmm.
So you texted me and let me know that you were gonna be late. Oh no, you actually called me. You called me and let me know you're gonna be late. Okay. How to word it? Did something happen? Did something happen that you didn't trust something to have you be late today? Did you notice anything? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I looked at the traffic 2 hours prior. So I already knew it was like, you know, what the time was in the first route that it showed me going on Ritterman, which is the worst road in San Antonio to go on, to get on 35 and then take 35 all the way through. And from the time you get outside of Kyle, from Kyle to your road, was all red. And I was like, that is not happening. That is not happening. So I was just kind of like prepared. So we left and we drove speed limit and all that stuff. And, you know, I'm looking at the time and I'm seeing, you know, let me just make sure, you know, because I don't like people waiting.
How do you, so, how do you,
But it was clear, it was clear driving all the way though.
how do you manage that mentally? Does that make sense?
That's a great question. That's
So-
a great question.
so like
Because I didn't always have that.
Yeah.
I didn't always have that. I didn't
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I didn't always have
Like
that.
you ever get mad in traffic before?
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, I
yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
there's only two types of people. There are people that get mad in traffic, and then there are people that are lying about it. That's it. It's hard not to get mad in traffic. Everything feels personal. Everything feels real personal. I'm like, I'm driving a giant vehicle. Like, I'm not trying to.
I'm cool in the car, man. I got my music on. I got my vibe. I'm straight. I just
So,
want everybody
okay.
to just drive straight.
But you said you weren't always this way.
No, I wasn't
right?
always this way. No.
You just kind of go like, hey, like I'm doing my best right here. This is what I got. Like, it just happens. I'm gonna be late this time. That's not my habit. But like, you know.
No, I just don't think about it.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
I just do. I just do everything in my power to get there.
You're not
on
getting
time.
stuck.
I'm not focused on, oh man, it's gonna be this song.
Yeah.
Man, I'm running to this and this. I'm focused on getting there.
Well, I would,
and that's it.
to your point, in that little moment,
Mm-hmm.
if you focus on the negative of what's happening right there, which
It
is
throws you all the way off.
yeah, you're going to be late.
Yeah, because
You
you're
have to-
going to start thinking about everything that's going to make you late.
You got to push it. You got to push forward, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. I'm not going to sit up here and
Hey,
lie, make it sound like
you don't
it's so
accomplish that every
easy.
time, right?
No, it's not. It's
Right.
not
It's a practice.
100%.
Yeah, it's a practice. Yeah.
It's a muscle.
Mhm.
It's a muscle. You have. But once again, it goes back to those breadcrumbs. You know, when you know if you do this, this happens. You kind of breathe. It's a book by Mark Gracie. Did the jiu-jitsu,
Mm-hmm.
the family.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book called Breathe. And in there,
Oh, I think I've had another guy mention that. I might guess I want to read this book.
yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah.
And he talks about breath. You know, like, you know, you get into those different holes and you start to panic. You can't think on how to get out the hole, right? So his dad will put him in all these different positions and stuff and make him uncomfortable. And he would just have to learn how to breathe
It's
calmly
It is.
to get out of it or just to endure it. You know, just to endure it. and be aware of what the hell you're enduring. But if you're breathing all fast, you're not thinking. You just moving frantically. So I tell my kids, and I have to remind myself, man, breathe. Just
I think that most people have a hard, it's so hard that most people kind of try it almost immediately quit. Like it is literally that. The only thing I compare it to is like the very first time you try to ride a bicycle, the very first time. But then it's like that every time. You know what I mean? Every time it's like you're relearning again,
yeah.
because every situation's kind of a tad bit different or whatever, right?
Every day is different, man. But if you wake up with good intentions, you wish good for others, you do good for yourself, man, you have a great life. Now, if you're looking over and you're trying to count good life in the amount of millions or billions in the bank, I mean, a lot of people ain't happy. A good life is, for me, my opinion, is having no drama in your life, having no enemies, nobody, hating on nobody you feel is hating on you. You're not hating on nobody. Um, Earning money how you want to earn money, buying the things you want to buy if you want to buy them, living a good life on your terms, not hurting or bothering anybody. I think that's the ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ultimate goal. I don't think you got to step on nobody's toes to get that.
Mm-mm.
And that's the difference. Some people think they do, and you don't. So that's just kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at, man. Music, service. I'm doing security now. That's pretty cool. That's more therapy than anything. Because I see the homeless people, on Thursdays and Fridays, and you have to show compassion and empathy because you can be on that side. I mean, everybody got a story. Everybody got a story, but it's just we're all out here, man. We're all the same, man. Like you said earlier, we're all connected. We're all one. We just wrapped up in different skin. That's all.
Really, really quickly, do you use a heavy dose of listening skills when you're dealing with the homeless people doing security?
I do, and I give them my full attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I give them my full attention.
I don't get that
No.
ever.
Mm-hmm. Usually when I talk to them, they ask me, are you a God-fearing man? Or, you'd be amazed how many Christians that are homeless. Sad, it really is. And we got all these churches. So, I mean, I don't know. Somebody's not doing something they're supposed to be doing. We shouldn't have all these Christians on the street, But, yeah, I give them my full attention. I try to give everyone my attention. I try. That's not something I always did.
You ain't doing anything else in that moment.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you just give it your full attention?
Because sometimes we're busy in our head.
Yeah, I know. I get it. But I try hard.
Mm-hmm.
I try hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So how I usually wrap this thing up is we do, the whole, how do you moderate your life? How you take care of yourself so you can take care of others. But since this is a remix of what we're doing, if you want to see how this guy takes care of himself, go back and listen to the other episode because we're gonna do something cooler. So you were saying earlier on certain days you write down like the song of the day, right?
Right.
So tell me the song of the day. And tell me why that was the song of the day, just on any of your entries in there.
On this particular day, the song of the day was Russ Manifest. And I wrote, it talks about what you want. It talks about bringing what you want into existence. You can have what you think you can have. And that's pretty much the song. It's just talk about, once again, as believe, receive. He's talking about how he wanted to be a star, how he wanted to be this. And then in the next verse, he talked about how he is a star and he brought his mom out and doing all this cool stuff that he wrote about earlier. And that's pretty much how I got here. Just writing it all out. You have to write it out. You have to speak it into existence. You have to think about it. You have to just eat, sleep, and breathe that life that you want. And you'll attract it. I mean, that's That's proof.
How much time a day do you spend thinking? Just thinking, writing stuff down, just thinking.
The first part of the morning, probably about an hour or so.
But you don't like across the entire day. You don't kind of like have these moments where you like.
No. Before
you
I
kinda
meditate,
get
I meditate. I meditate during the day. So that's a time.
That's thinking, kind of.
Yeah, that's a time where I set my intentions. I'll set my intentions and meditate. I'm always thinking, Scott.
That's what I was kind of getting at, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, how much time do you spend thinking?
Yeah.
You spend a
Yeah.
lot of time. That's all the
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah.
Um,
It's constant.
I think that I don't know if this is true. I feel like that makes you more like self-aware
Yes.
and just more aware, I guess, like in general.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Pay attention to your surroundings more, right?
aware of self. You know, it's getting outside of yourself. You know, you're this, right? You're this, but you're so much more than this. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I would have people I always have people close their eyes and count down, from 10 to 1, right? And when you do that, you hear a voice, right? And I always ask, where's that voice? Where's that voice coming from? Because it's clearly in you. You clearly hear it. You clearly hear that voice saying 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So where is that? It's somewhere else. It's not in you. It's outside of you, because that's spirit. So as it says, as so above is so below. So if we're here, we would be ignorant to believe that there's nothing below us and there's nothing above us. We'll be ignorant to believe that, because there has to be something. There has to be something else. If you can hear that voice and pray and just get into self and dream and all that stuff, that has to mean something. This just can't be it. You just can't just be here and then that's just it. It's just too much information out there to suggest otherwise.
I guess I feel like it could, but this is way more fun. You know what I mean? You could think of it the other way if you want to.
No,
but like
this is fun.
This is great.
It's supposed to be.
But kind of. So we'll say that just for s and giggles, the Bible's a bunch of bullshit. Okay. Well, I mean, but you have to be a human. It's very natural to believe in something.
Facts.
And even if you're believing in nothing, you're believing in something.
Right.
Right. So this way just works really well for me, and it's a lot of fun. I just don't want to be the other way anymore. I don't know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. No. And that's how you should live. We're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be here playing. We're supposed to be here serving, enjoying this and giving back, because it's not forever. It's not. We all have to go that way, regardless of how comfortable we make ourselves here. Big house, car, fancy name, star on the Walk of Fame. You still gonna get up out of here. I always tell people, life is a race that you're not gonna win, but people die trying. And that's just how I roll with it. So just enjoy life to the fullest. I don't think about the other. I just don't rush it. Don't do nothing to rush it. Take care of yourself. Eat right. Exercise if you can. Be good to people. And I honestly believe, you can live a nice, long, happy life. But you're still going to get up out of here.
What if I...
Your ass is getting up out of here.
You got to go.
What if I told you at the end of your life you're going to die? What if I told you that? Wouldn't you want to delay that as long as possible? Take as
Yeah.
much time as you possibly
Th-
could.
no
Enjoy
doubt.
it as much as you
No
possibly
doubt.
can.
No doubt. No doubt. As you should.
Yeah.
But your ass getting up out of here.
One
Yeah.
day,
I mean,
one way or another.
So what should happen? What should happen in my opinion? My opinion. It's only worth 2 cents, not worth nothing. In your earlier years, you play because you know you grow and just I
hey,
think
you're
as
learning.
you're learning, right? So, well, you know, my philosophy on life is you learn, you unlearn, and you relearn.
You change.
Yeah, constantly, right? Right. So, as you're going along, man, you just want to just be right, man, because you're getting up out of here anyway, man. So just live a good life, have fun, create, you know, have a legacy, create many memories as possible. I mean,
I don't. This is a quote. I stole it from somewhere. I think, but this was essentially what it said. It was. I don't know. This struck me like really in a weird way. Build something you can give away.
Facts. I like that. I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, and I was like, literally, like build the biggest thing that you possibly can, and then like when you're gonna die, you're not gonna have it.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it away, and then somebody maybe prospers. And that was like, I don't know, it's just so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that totally makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's.
I don't know.
mean, you don't want to think. You know, don't want to sit around thinking about death and all like that. But you just want your legacy.
Well, we are
to
getting
mean
up out of here. Let me
something.
tell
So
you.
you are getting up out of here though. But as you get older, you want to start working on the memories you're leaving with people. You know, you want to start working on your relationship with God. If you don't have one, you might want to get one.
They're free.
Because that's what you're getting closer to as you get older. You know, so as a kid, I tell kids, enjoy being a kid because you're going to be an adult a lot longer than you're going to be a kid. You know, so enjoy that stage, right? So now, to the older people, enjoy being a human because you're going to be a spirit and a memory a lot longer than you're going to be flesh. My grandfather, Lincoln Edwards, you walk at Etna right now and ask anybody, you know, about him, all the good works and deeds that he did, they still laugh and smile and talk well, you know, talk well of him, of his being, you know. And that's, man, my grandfather's passed for a while now, you know, like 20-some years now. So that still goes on. You see what I'm saying? And he's not here. So the work that you're doing like right now, this is going to live forever. You know, your daughter,
I
kids,
think about sometimes
all that stuff. They'll be able to go back and look at this as a time capsule of your being. You know, so it's important from here on to establish the fact that you existed on this planet. You know, and the only way that people know that you existed on this planet is who did you help? You know, who did you help get somewhere? You know, because that person's gonna know you existed because they were in a jam and you helped them out, so they're gonna always think of you.
When I heard that quote, build something and give away, the first thing that came to my mind is like, well, what if I could build this into something like really huge and then she just takes over? It just becomes hers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that'd be.
This ain't going away. Interviewing, this stuff ain't going away.
I mean,
It's gonna be on different platforms, but it ain't going away.
I mean, you know, I mean, she obviously can't take over for a while, so like, I might have to keep this going for a while, I guess.
You will.
So, before I let you go, any what do you remember about last time when you came on here last time? Do you remember anything? Is there anything you remember?
Yeah. We had played the music. You had asked me about a song. You played that Wiz song for me, and that's about it. Talked and laughed like we did now.
They feel very similar.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we were sitting more.
Yep.
This way.
Yeah. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
I kind of changed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I pay attention.
I think it's a little bit better, right?
This is personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like more because we were like right here, and then the dude was like right there.
Yeah.
You didn't ask me to change and do nothing, not one time. It stayed right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a lot more comfortable, and I like these mics, man. It's dope.
Thanks.
It's dope.
I think
It's
they're
just-
kind of cool.
It's like perfect. I didn't have to like.
Did you have a good time? Just
It's
kind of
been
sitting
nice.
in.
It's been real nice.
Yeah. Is this him? Is this authentically him
Mhm.
all the time?
All the time.
Oh, you get a picture of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, hey,
There you
yeah.
go.
We ain't gotta get it right with.
I'm working. My bad.
Hey, we're getting out of here anyway. So I usually tell people I'm like I would like to give you a hug, but I'm making you give me a hug. So you can push that mic out. Just give me a hug. Thank you so much for doing this.
No doubt.